And you mentioned Ole Miss, sort of transitioning then to a similar topic on rivalries. What does the Magnolia Bowl mean to you? Kind of much like for Arkansas, like is there a certain feeling on campus, in the build up to playing Ole Miss, or is it still not? Is it just kind of like, oh, it's another SEC game which has a big trophy if whoever wins it, sort of thing?
Yeah, it's nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no, it's nothing. Obviously, the most compelling thing is Ed Orgeron and Lane Kiffin are really close.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that's the most compelling thing about those two going up against each other, but it's nothing. There's obviously some distant LSU versus Ole Miss history. Billy Cannon and the Halloween punt return run in 1958, or 59, I don't remember. But he was the last Heisman Trophy winner before our dear Lord Joe Burrow. But yeah, it's interesting, the history between LSU and Ole Miss, but it's not really a thing. It really isn't. But obviously, Ole Miss is going to get better, and Lane Kiffin's always going to be one of the best play callers in college football.
Yeah. Do you see Lane Kiffin hanging around in Oxford for a while?
I do.
Or do you kind of see him maybe springboarding from Ole Miss to another job down the road?
Well, it'd have to be a really good job.
Yeah.
It'd have to be, obviously Alabama's not opening up anytime soon. Oklahoma's not. If Lincoln, he would have already jumped to the NFL by now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just don't see Lane going. It would have to be for an NFL job, but would he want to go back to the NFL? I don't know. I think Oxford's just a good fit for him.
Yeah.
He's a frat-looking guy named Lane. I mean, what could be better? That's a perfect fit. So yeah, I just I just don't see him leaving anytime soon. I really don't.
Well, it's funny you should mention Alabama because I'm going to throw something at you now.
Yeah, go on ahead.
Lane taking over from Saban when he retires. Thoughts? And I'm not saying this is what I think. Just a random idea.
Yeah. So Saban signs an extension
2028.
So that would be when he's 78 years of age.
Yeah. How old would Kiffin be then? Sort of roughly.
Kiffin's probably in early 40s, he's late 40s, early 50s. So
Sure.
Still coaching.
Yeah.
It would depend on if he was still at Ole Miss. It would depend if he had won a certain amount.
Yeah.
Obviously, the biggest name that's going to be connected to Alabama's job is Dabo Swinney, because Dabo played there. I just don't see a scenario where Dabo ever leads Clemson. And I don't. And
he's carving his own legacy at Clemson. Like as big as like the Alabama job would be, it feels like that would just be a sideways move. And I don't mean that disrespectfully to Alabama, but as you say, like it kind of feels like Dabo is going to be at Clemson, as long as he wants to be coaching football, kind of thing, right?
Yeah. I just don't see a scenario where that happens. So could Lane be the coach at Alabama? He's probably the second biggest name because obviously he was the offensive coordinator there.
Yeah.
Steve Sarkisian would be someone that would be very interesting down the road at that spot. But, we're looking way down into the road. And then obviously the bottom line is if Nick Saban is still there, Alabama's still going to be the best. Yeah. And look, I say that from an LSU fan. I freaking love LSU football. But, once again, there's some objectivity that's got to kick in, and Alabama is Alabama.